how to stay focused, how to be against the current distractions in this world, how you can be removing yourself away from those traps that's going on online or social media or anywhere, my friend, this is the place to be. Welcome back to my channel. It's been an amazing year in 2025. Welcome to 2026. I'm excited to take you to a journey that you can remove all distractions, you can stay focused on your goals, your dreams, so that 2026 will be one of the best years that you've ever had. My friend, today I'm going to focus on how to stay focused, how to be against the current distractions in this world, how you can be removing yourself away from those traps that's going on online or social media or anywhere. My friend, this is the place to be. The first trap is attention. You see, most of the influencers online, they're not looking for your money straight away. Of course, they want to, but it's impossible to just say, hey, give me your money. You're not going to give to them because there's no trust, nothing. They are after your attention. Once they get your attention, they get more chance, opportunity to then get you to be willing, brainwashed, to understand, to believe that you need them forever and ever and ever. That is the thing. If you believe in something, you will do it. And when they touch your emotion is where you get to make decisions. Why? If people ask you, why do you want to buy that? You say, because I want to. You don't say, I need to. Sometimes you say, I need to. But no matter you say, I want to or I need to, all the decisions come from you. And you are the one who makes the decision. And usually, emotions are the reasons why you make a decision. If you feel like to buy it, you'll buy it. If you don't feel like to buy it, you won't. That's the first thing. Be aware of their attention trap online. Even the free funnels, free things you're getting, that's why they just need your attention. You don't need to pay anything. Sometimes it's $1. Recently, I've seen these ads coming up on social media, on YouTube. Say, yes, we're just going to charge you $1. Come. You forgot that your attention is the most expensive currency. It's not the money that you're paying. Your time will be way more precious than money. When you got their attention, when they got your attention, you'll be there. When you be at present, you exist in this world. When you're not at present, there's no chance people can get you. And that is why attention is the number one trap you need to be aware. In saying that, there are courses and people, influencers in this world that they already have so much money and they actually have already earned and their purpose is always over than profit. Those are the people you can work with. For me, I always focus on purpose. Yes, it took me a long way to get what I need to get paid because I always wanted to run a charity instead of running a business. And then when I realized that you can run a business and charity at the same time because business itself can produce so much value that you can serve people in your community. And that is why when I know where my purpose is, I remember forever the principle is don't use people to make money, use money to serve people. That is the biggest principle that I need to focus on when I'm running a business. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much money I'm going to earn, I cannot bring them with me. Of course, I can leave it to my children, next generations, but reputation, legacy, purpose, these things are way more precious than money itself. Anyhow, money is still super duper important. Make sure you always believe that money is right. It is not evil. Only the love of money is all roots of evil. You don't need to love money. Love people. Use money. Don't use people and love money. All right, the second trap, the funnel illusion. This is crazy. This video might go somewhere, someone might ban me. Well, because I'm serving a community, I'm here to share what I believe that is the truth, and I believe this world needs someone to share the other side of the fact that when everybody is so much attention grabbed to those funnels and keep buying. I remember another day I was online, I was going to these amazing things online, suddenly something else jumped in and it took me to that journey. It's a story. I was like, oh, this story is interesting. Curiosity, all the things I would just followed with that. And then it says about, oh, your skin, your gut, you need to eat that because your gut will be healthy. Well, I've already been very healthy, but everything they said makes so much sense. It's because of the stories. I was so much touched. Stories sell. If you want to sell, you need to talk about stories. Anyway, that's when I got hooked. And I was in there for like 5 minutes and 10 minutes, finished watching the video. About 15 minutes later, I start to go to the page, the funnel page. It asked me to now you can pay a very small amount of money just for one bottle, whatever that is. I was like, okay, only $25. I can afford it. So I'm just going to pay and do it. And then suddenly it comes another one. Okay, now you can buy more bundle. You can reduce 50%, 90%, all these things. Oh yeah, that looks great. So I start to then press the button again. I end up buying about $100. And then I was like, they said, okay, if you buy 20 or 30, it'll be even cheaper. Then each item becomes only $10 or something. Oh, that is so good. Like I couldn't resist. I keep pressing it. And then suddenly I was like, what am I doing? The whole 30 minutes, I'm still there. And I just feel like my attention is all gone. My time is all gone. This is not good. Are you familiar with that? That's what's happening every single day nowadays. If you go to somewhere, there's something online popped in, it's pretty much the same thing. I can explain that because we're also doing marketing, we're learning, creating funnel and stuff. Sometimes it is good. 1 out of 10, you can find great products that they are using funnel strategies, but they are selling great products. But 90% of the time, they are not. They're just getting your attention. The key is to just get you to buy their product. They don't care if you need it. It's designed to brainwash you and tell you that you need them. If you feel you need them, you will buy them. Funnels don't sell, humans sell. If your funnel is perfect, but your offer is shallow, it's a money graveyard. Funnels like ClickFunnels, GHL, AI tools, they're all amazing, but automation without authority kills the conversations. There's so many people nowadays don't want to talk to anyone. They don't even need to know who's buying their product. They don't even care who's buying their product. All they need to do is just buy my product, pay me my money, you can go. No matter what happened to you next, it's none of my business. I'm just doing my business. And that to me sounds really, really bad, but unfortunately, in reality, that's what it is most of the time. Be aware of the funnel illusion. And the third problem we're facing right now is AI overloaded. AI overload and productivity marriage. Everyone talks about AI tools. Are you familiar that every day you get overwhelmed when people talk about AI tools? Because that's a lot. You don't even know which one is the best for you, which one should you go to, which one should you learn first, which one second. Because this is what I found. I found that everything comes from one source and it becomes resource, and resource. There's so many sources around, but none of them are really source. They're all resources. When it becomes resources, it's pretty much one thing that's duplicating and reuse, repurpose, change the package and stuff like that. Just give an example, my friend. If you need to buy a bag, handbag, no matter how good that bag is, it's really the elements you put together. It's just the purpose of the bag is for you to carry stuff. That's it. It can be $1 before. Now it's like $1 million per bag. Or it's anything you can use in life. For example, it can be whatever other brand stuff that people are selling so much. You can buy a phone that is so cheap, but it also does the work. Or you can buy a little bit high quality. But no matter what, most of the time it's all about branding. And that's why people, back to AI, people just reuse all the AI tools, change the name, white label them, different brand. And that is why you can still find great tools that is much cheaper rather than wasting your money to the more expensive ones. Because at the end of the day, when you find out, well, it's just eggs. I just want a fried egg. What's going on here? Someone changed the egg to different forms and add some different decorations, and it becomes 10 times more expensive. Another day, my children and I went to the city of Melbourne. We went to this amazing shop, and they're selling the yogurt. And what happened is, in that shop, they also sell these waffles. The egg waffles, it smells so good anyway. I don't like dessert, but my kids, of course, they're children, they love it. So we went there and we would buy that waffle cake, like literally just egg and pretty much like the pancake stuff. Pancake, so cheap, an egg, lost some flour and put it together. You can make so many pancakes, right? Anyway, when I sit there, when I was eating that waffle, I was like, oh, these cost about $17. Isn't that crazy? Just 2 pieces of waffles. And I'm imagining if I buy 2 eggs or 1 egg or whatever flour together, I can make 20 or even 50 with this what I paid. And that is exactly the same for everything in life you're learning, you're using. Just be aware. Of course, you want to buy things because of emotions, because you want to feel good. You want the things that you buy into representing your level, your status, but also, why do you need to waste it when you know that that thing doesn't worth that much? How about save that amount to save more people, unless you want to help someone buy their product at that price. And then because they're worth of that price. When it comes to mentorship and coaching, someone can pay up to 80,000 or even 1 million per hour to someone in this world. Someone can only pay $20 an hour. Of course, there's a difference between that, but the key here is you need to be more logical. You need to be more mixed with emotions and logical, of course, because you need to trust your gut feeling, but sometimes don't trust it too much when it comes to online, because they are designed for you to be emotional, to make a decision out of emotion. Always make a decision when you know that person, in person if you can. Of course, if you don't know that person, you know what you're investing is going to get back. Of course, sometimes you need to take a risk, but the whole point here is don't let AI overloaded information overwhelm you. In fact, just find the simple ones that you need. Don't buy everything you want, because there's always more. It's never enough. Instead, focus on what you can buy that you need, and every season focus on different things so you don't get overloaded at all. And this is another trap which I have discovered when my team started to be obsessed using ChatGPT and AI. I was furious, I was angry. I said to them, guys, we can't be lazy. People can tell whether it's from human or it's from AI. We cannot make no efforts, no sacrifice, and expecting people's gonna trust us. It's impossible, my friend. And AI can kill your brand. And algorithm, well, it might help you with the algorithm if you want, because AI is going to guide you how to get there. But human beings, when they lose trust on you, they lose it for a long time, forever. It takes you forever to get it back. So my sincere advice, well, at least I've learned by myself and to my team, is don't always rely on AI. We need to still keep the human side, and trust is way more important than algorithm. And humanity is way more significant than algorithm. Number 4 is the influence trap. Everyone tells you that followers are your wealth nowadays. They are the exact reason your business might fail. If you don't get enough followers, your business might fail. Influence culture teaches dependency, right? This is the problem. When you see all this amazing brand, why people are buying those expensive brands, and you will see everywhere when you go to airports and somewhere all these big brands, luxury brands, fashion brands, that there will be those influencers, celebrities representing, they are the ambassadors for that brand, and they're wearing those kind of watch. Watch is really just for you to check the time, but they end up spending so much just because of the status. Influencer said, I like this brand. It gives me a lot of authority, power, whatever they want to make up the story. And you just want what they have. Because human beings are very strange. We want to follow the crowd. We don't like to go to another way where everybody's going to the same way. This is our human nature. That's why it's not easy to go to the opposite, to the crowd. Which is also why you need to be aware of the influence trap, because that's exactly how business guys, how these brands, how they do marketing and earn money. Look, I'm not here to wish all the brands will fail. I'm also a business owner. I want to run my marketing. I want to use some of the strategies to make my business flourishing. But at the end of the day, it's all about the purpose over profit. When you have that principle, everything else becomes easier. Because if you always think about profit first, then you will end up making decisions that's not good for those who are going to buy your products. For me, running a business is to solve problems and to bring better life to people's lives. So running a business is a great thing to do. Remember, don't jump to the influence trap. Now, number 5 is the hidden cost of hustle culture. Everyone glorifies scale, variety, and funnels, but burnout is built into the system. What does it mean? If you think the gurus are working 16 hours a day, you've been lied to. Here's the real reason they scale so fast. Most automation plus AI plus funnels, they are designed to replace your energy with software while they sell you the idea that energy equals to influence. Consistency in content is sold as vital, but often it's a trap to make you a content hamster on a wheel. What does it mean? You need to remember, it's not about working more or harder, it's about working smarter. When you know how to work smarter, the whole world changed. Look, before I became an entrepreneur, I always stay home. I always work for the companies I used to work with. I always believe that the longer I stay in my role, the longer time I spend in the office, it will make them feel like I'm working harder and getting better results. But the moment when I shift my mindset, I realized that the more I rest and then I come back to focus on something, I get better results than ever. I'm not here to encourage you to always go have a rest, because even in Bible, God only rests on the 7th day. He has been busy on the first 6 days, and he only went to rest because he has finished all the work. And that's another point we need to discuss another day. My point here is, don't be lied that you always need to work more to get more. You just need to work smarter, and don't work harder on your job. Instead, work harder on yourself. That's what my favorite teacher, Jim Rohn, once said. I love it so much because that changed my life, and I believe it can also change yours. And the number 6, the trap is the business owner's secret weapon. Nobody talks about it. And this is a hidden truth. Global business owners ignore human psychology, culture, and unseen trust loops. And that's where virality and deals actually happen. We're so much more focused on, the business itself, strategies and stuff, but everything's all related to people, and that means human. When you understand about human psychology and culture and unseen trust, you will immediately, your eyes will be open. Why? Because no one is buying anything without trusting you. Trust is a key word for anything and anywhere when it comes to business. And even comes to the life side, that we also make friends when we trust someone. We're not going to make a friend with someone who completely would distrust. Everyone is chasing traffic, but the real winners chase trust and culture. That's the real deal in this game. And I want to share with you a few things. Number one, AI, funnels, social media, or tools. They're just tools. They're not something to replace your personality or things like that. And secondly, real influence comes from your networks. It doesn't come from randomly online stuff like that. Even online network, social media nowadays, when people see your updates and stuff, they start to know who you are, get to know you regularly through social media. And those who scale fast don't just post something online. They move culture, mindset, and money at the same time. Your network is your net worth. Influence without trust is invisible. Here you have it, the 6 points and the traps that you need to be aware. Once you fix these 6 points, you will become unstoppable, become so influential, and become the one or the audience can trust, and clients will flood into your place because they know that you're not here to just put profit ahead of them. You put people ahead of profit and purpose ahead of profit. God bless you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.